do everything I can to win that Money in the Bank on Saturday and bedazzle that briefcase for us.
Chelsea's almost there, and now Tiffany Stratton.
I nearly died out there.
Welcome if you're entering the Belle. This is DS and we're here for a very special Money in the Bank review all the way here in Toronto, and we got very special guests. I'm so excited! The journalist, the content creator, the wrestling media. We got Stephanie Chase from Stephanie Chase Wrestling.
Hi!
Oh my god, you look so good today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I did it for you.
And of course, you were previously with Digital Spy.
I was.
And you show up on Fightful here and there.
Yes, the monthly pay-per-view prediction show. I do that.
And we've got a superstar guest. Oh, I'm so excited. We got Seleziya Sparx.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my, Toronto's own.
Yes, Toronto represents.
And of course, we've seen her all the way from Impact, AEW, ROH, recently, and ROH Original.
That's right. OG from back in the day, way back.
And we're in this beautiful space looking amazing.
It is really beautiful here,
So
actually.
nice.
We're just going to be bougie all day.
We have a lot to talk about. We only won women's match. Yes.
But what a match.
What a match.
match.
I gotta be honest, I was pissed going into this match because it's 2024. We have one women's match.
Yeah, true. You are right. I was actually shocked too, but the quality of the match made up for anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
I would have thought, though, given the Money in the Bank gimmick, that you could have at least had one women's title defended. So we just thought that we might get a cash in, like just for the
Ooh,
teasing.
that's not a bad idea, yeah.
Especially because just last weekend, AEW had 4 women's matches. I know there were like 20 matches on the card, yes, but 4 women's matches in AEW. But WWE, one match, I was a little bit dissatisfied. But this match was so good. Ring the bell. We always talk about the looks first. So who stood out to you?
Chelsea, her outfit representing Canada,
Yes.
and then I just love any outfit, but she's like just hot in general. But they're all so hot. But I'm gonna go with Chelsea.
Yeah. Oh my god, Chelsea Green, she said this is inspired by Trish Stratus'
Yeah,
WrestleMania gear.
yeah.
And then she like elevated into the new level. She looked so freaking good.
Yeah, I gotta say Chelsea as well. So because I'm new to Canada and I'm like super patriotic because I'm
Welcome.
just here. Thank you. I loved her outfit. I loved the homage to Trish. You know, we saw her on Friday, right? We both interviewed her, and like just seeing like glow up of when she comes out. You know, it's like very like drag. It's like a different person, and she's got all the accessories and everything. So I absolutely loved her gear.
Naomi.
Yes.
She looked so freaking cute. And she was just like giving it in the entrance.
Oh yeah.
I was like, is this AI?
Twerking and everything. I love that whenever she's outside of America, people actually chant glow.
That's true. That's
Something
true.
with Americans, they don't know how to chant glow, and I'm pissed.
Oh
But she
my
looked
God.
so good. People are chanting glow, and she looked at a little bomb here, the gear. Her gear has been a little bit of a hit and miss lately, personally. But this one was so cute. I loved
Roasting.
it.
Yeah, it was so good. And like when I saw her in the UK when she was with TNA, like she was like the most over person
Oh,
there.
yeah, yeah.
I think we like super love like 90s rave culture still like back in the UK, but I thought she looked awesome, and like since she's come back, she's like really elevated the
Yeah,
glow in the
right?
entrance.
It's like
and,
another level now
really
since
good.
the TNA run.
I love Zoe with the face thing.
Yeah.
She looks badass. I love Lyra's entrance. She always
Yeah.
brings that little charisma with the entrance. But I love how the commentary was like, she's a bird reincarnated.
Commentary
She's a bird lady.
kills me.
So Lyra is Irish like me, and we all know what happened to Becky Lynch years ago originally, and she was given like a bit of a leprechaun thing that she quickly ditched in NXT. So now I'm like, okay, I'm glad that we have a second Irish female wrestler, and they've gone with bird instead of anything that's maybe like I'm like okay, bird is different. Bird is
Oh
different.
my
Yeah,
God.
yeah,
Are birds like a thing in Ireland?
No.
Is that your national thing?
No, because she's a Morrigan, like the goddess, right?
yeah.
But her name's Valkyria, so it's a little confusing. She doesn't do a lot of like
flying
flying moves.
moves, yeah.
It's confusing branding overall.
I think
my
she just
God.
wants to wear feathers though.
And I like that whenever she's like slammed, there's like feathers fluttering somewhere. It's so funny. Honestly, Money in the Bank is one of my favorite PLEs of the year. I think it should be in the big four. Sorry, Survivor Series. And that's because you never know what's going to happen. We've got some surprise wins like Nikki Cross and same-day cash-ins like Alexa and Bailey, which I don't love. But I gotta admit that unpredictability can be so thrilling. But sometimes unpredictable things can hit your life really, really hard. And that's why I want to introduce you to today's sponsor, Morgan & Morgan, the 21st century law firm that's changing the game when it comes to injury claims. Because injuries are so unpredictable. It can happen anytime, anywhere. Look at mommy. And when an injury happens, a million things might go through your head. And contacting a lawyer might sound scary, complicated, and even unnecessary. But let me tell you, it is a must. In the unfortunate event of, say, a car accident, your first move should be calling a personal injury attorney. And no need to worry about chingle money. With Morgan & Morgan, it won't cost you a dime unless they win you a case. Also, it's super easy. With Morgan & Morgan, you can submit a claim in just 8 clicks or less. Just you and your phone and 8 simple clicks. Morgan & Morgan modernized the injury law process. You can submit all the case details, sign contracts, upload documents, and even share your medical records with just a few swipes. And you can text your attorney and legal team throughout your case. So remember, for unexpected, unpredictable events, Morgan & Morgan, with lawyers in all 50 states and over 900 lawyers, will be there for you to fight tooth and nail to get you the compensation you rightly deserve with 8 clicks or less to submit a claim. You can submit a claim at www.forthepeople.com/ringthebell or by dialing pound law. That's pound 529 on your phone. Thank you, Morgan & Morgan. But let's get into this match. Oh my god, there's so many things to talk about. Where do we even start?
They started right from the beginning. They went in right from the beginning. It was crazy. It was a hot start. For me, like, what made it for me was the pacing and the fact that they each got turns to come in and like showcase what they're capable of in the beginning was really, really nice. Done really, really smoothly. Like, you can actually follow it. It wasn't like chaotic. Even though it was chaotic, it wasn't chaos.
Right,
Do you know what I mean?
Right. The part that I freaking loved was Chelsea.
Yeah.
Right when the match started, she was like trying to jump.
Dude, she's so funny.
Canada crowd was loving
She
Chelsea.
was so
Oh my god, wait a
over.
minute. Sorry. How did we not talk about Tiffany's gear?
Oh, well, she's just hot all the time. She's just always hot. It's just a given.
That like pink and green, like
Beautiful, beautiful. She's goals.
I wanted to mention that 2 people that Canada really got behind was Tiffy Time and Chelsea Green. 'Cause
Yes.
Chelsea, oh my god, people were loving it. But then whenever she was doing that comedy spot, Canadians were loving it. Yeah, it was so good.
I think that like every wrestler should watch Chelsea Green because she's definitely someone that like right now she's really hot, but like they haven't always had the most investment in her, given her the best spots, but she makes like the most of every second. And I think it like should show other wrestlers that maybe think they're not being used properly that if you get even like 30 seconds of TV time, make the most of it. And that's what Chelsea always does. So even having that bit at the start of the match with her jumping up was like so memorable, and it's just so totally Chelsea to do something like that.
100%.
Earlier in this match, there were some chaos. There were a couple stuff that was like a little messy, which is fine.
Little
It's
scary.
a ladder match.
What though? Everything that was slightly messy was saved. Everything was saved.
The tornado DDT
Yes.
with Lyra. Io
Yep.
saved it.
Yeah.
Also, just like letter falling on them
Oh
just
my
made it
gosh.
look really scary. And then Zoe's spot, I was like, did she hurt her head?
Which one?
When she like did a
Yeah, and it,
but
like,
even
her
before
head-
that, when she had Lyra on her back, like I thought she slammed her like half on the ladder, half on the.
Yes.
That scared the hell out of me. That did.
Yeah, there were some spots where I was watching like, oh no, but then I
Yeah.
could see like the replays on Twitter were like coming fast. And
Yeah.
like, okay, phew, they're okay.
Oh, they're good.
okay.
They're
Yeah.
saved.
yeah.
We have to remember
worked
like
us.
they are professionals.
Yeah. They are. Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
And they're
We were
meant to
worked.
scare us in a match like this.
Absolutely. Oh my god.
But it's good that she was selling her head after that.
We all knew that she was gonna do this, but when Tiffany Stratton like walked on those ladder and be like, Tiffany time, and did the little like swanton.
But even the Alabama Slam right before that, oh my God, Naomi, she took an Alabama Slam. That was beautiful.
Can we talk about the split?
Oh yeah, I can't do that.
I felt pain in my groin for her. You know, I got like sympathy pains.
Oh my God.
Yeah, not something I would ever try.
Not even on the floor,
ever. No,
actually.
No. But she always thinks of like a memorable spot, like
Yeah.
even if she's not the most featured wrestler, like you see that when she's in the Rumble. But this was very innovative, and I liked it a lot.
She works on her strengths. Like she knows what she can do. Let's work with that. That's
She's
amazing.
so creative. And
Yeah.
the letter was kind of falling.
Dude, I saw that. I'm like, just go.
But she hit it beautifely, so I was like, thank God.
I know. They both got to be super strong because if that ladder's caving in, Zoe's got to like be able to support her.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's fun for me. I'm getting an adrenaline rush just talking about it.
I know. Summer Molina is watching this and she's like, yes,
Hell yeah,
Naomi.
the OG. Yeah. Ooh, the power slam. Oh, when they had the ladders like this and then them off the ropes like that. Crazy with Io Sky and Zoe. Ooh, my God.
The like Michinoku driver
Yeah.
off. Oh my God. So like when Zoe qualified, I think a lot of people were like not very happy that she was in this match. But we know that she's in here to take a crazy bump. And she did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the sell after.
Oh my God.
The sell from both of them actually. It was really, really nice.
Io
really, really
folding.
beautiful. Yeah. Just staying there like, I'm like, yeah.
Chelsea going through the two tables.
Oh,
Okay, let's talk about that.
That was
She got
a
it.
spot, and like when I saw those being set up, and they were set up for like a while, and then per Chelsea goes through them, and like she hardcore bumps. Like Chelsea Green is hardcore as well, and that was just amazing. Like I loved it.
She has deceased since that spot. That's the thing I love about Chelsea Green, though, is that people who just watch WWE think she's just a comedy girl, she's just a comedy character, whatever. But she can go and she's hardcore. She's done
100%.
tons of that everywhere.
She's done that spot in TNA before as well. And yeah, that's what's so great about her. Yeah, she does all the comedy stuff, but like this is like someone that's been working for over 10 years and is not afraid to be hardcore and just take like crazy bumps. Like it was sad that she lost because like there was so much support behind her, but then having her like and like like having her
Take
for
the
her
biggest
death
bump.
scene be
Yeah.
like that, you were like, oh.
Because I
know.
thought she was gonna win. I thought she might win.
That could have been it. It could have really been it.
I thought because it seemed so like everyone was saying like Tiffany's winning, of course Tiffany's winning, but just in the past couple of weeks, like the build up around Chelsea and how much her character makes sense with the briefcase, that I thought like maybe there was a chance with Chelsea.
But either way, I think like Chelsea really won big in this match because the crowd was fully behind her. Even Triple H like mentioned that during the press conference. She showed that she can go in the ring and the unprettier on the ladder.
Oh yeah, that was cool too.
That was really, really cool. But one thing that I wanted to mention is that the table that was like already set up there, and like you said, there was like middle one and then the side.
Yeah.
Like all the women you can see were working together
Yes,
to make this
beautifully.
structure like you can see like Zoe keep working on to like make sure that they're not falling. Like they were all working together.
Everyone
and that was
did
really
their
cool.
part. Like I was
Yeah.
saying earlier, like everybody flowed so beautifully, and the chemistry with everyone because they'd pair off here and there. It was just nice, and the timing, like nobody was taking any spotlight from anybody. You know what I mean? And even the camera work was like, because when people were on the outside, we were focusing on only what was happening on the inside. Because it's sometimes awkward when you're just selling out there and looking up like, oh, is it my turn?
It made me feel that the women's division in WWE is like in safe hands, right? Because you had Naomi in there as like the veteran.
Exactly.
And then you had Io that's more of a veteran too and does all the high flying stuff. Just with like all the changes that are happening with like talk of like someone like Natty leaving and like Becky's on an absence. I could see the chemistry between these women and like everything's gonna be fine. And like this match had a great range of people in different spots in their career. Like Chelsea's like a veteran too, but like you were saying, people maybe weren't that happy that Zoe was in it, but it was like give someone like that and they come up like a chance. And obviously like Tiffany has like exploded onto the main roster, but I liked kind of the range of women that were in the match, and they really worked together really well.
And I want to highlight that Zoe definitely deserved to be
Yes.
here.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my God, all the spots that she was in.
She worked.
I gotta ask you, because
Yes.
a wrestler,
Ooh,
that
ooh.
one spot, like, I was so scared where Io was just like stomping the shit out
Oh,
of
that was so cool.
Lyra.
And then the German, beautiful, beautiful. Oh
Wait,
man.
how do you even get stomped like that?
I feel like if you just like turn a bit and brush it off, you gotta
Oh my
make
gosh.
connection. But if you're like swiping, as long as you're not stomping, if you're swiping through, and like it's wrestling, you're gonna hurt a little bit. But if you're in a match like that, I don't think you care. You're like, just stop me, let's go. Yeah, make
As
it
long
look
as you
cool.
don't do it in those shoes.
I I love that like Lyra looked like she died and then
My
she
God.
woke up and did that German.
Boom.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Yeah, that was really,
Oh,
really
it's
cool.
nice to like be able to watch it like a fan. You know what I mean? It was really, really nice to just sit back and be like, wow, this is amazing.
So the winner after that crazy spot of just throwing Chelsea off the ladder, Tiffany Stratton getting that briefcase, becoming the Miss Money in the Bank. What do you think?
I like it. I really like it. She's got such a strong personality, like strong character, and she is very heelish. The crowd are behind her, but she can work the briefcase really well. I like it being given to someone that is young, just out from NXT. It shows you like how different the path from NXT to main roster is now, because for a while like they did not know what to do with these people, but they really do now, and it gives me like faith that like this is a meaningful win, and we'll see her next step. Like she will be women's champion at some point in the next 12 months, and I think that's really cool.
Seeing her come up and how she's developed and just seeing the potential in her, like WWE is obviously really behind her. So I want to see what the future holds.
Yeah, I love how her whole slogan is Tiffy time. And now that she has the Money in the Bank briefcase, it's actually time is ticking because we're waiting for her to cash in. So it's going to be so good. It's literally time's ticking because we're waiting for Tiffy time to become the champion, because the women's briefcase is 100% success rate so far.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to continue. But on top of that, she's going to bedazzle the briefcase,
sick.
which I'm so excited for.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
WWE shop better be selling that because
Oh
I'm
my
buying it.
God.
She currently has this partnership with Nia Jax, who's a Queen of the Ring. So we don't know if it's going to be Bayley or Nia Jax who will be the champion on that brand. So this adds ripple to that relationship. It's not just like bestie friendship. It's like there's some stuff in the back. You never know what's going to happen.
Drama. We love it.
And I honestly think that Bayley's title run has been a little flat, right? Her win at WrestleMania was like fantastic. I
sad.
don't think they have booked her well. Like over on Raw, there's like this whole like Liv Morgan's on the screen nonstop. Like there's this whole arc going on with her. Bayley like seems like a little bit forgotten about. So I think with the match with Nia coming up and then Tiffany having the briefcase and the alliance, maybe we can finally see like an actual storyline with Bayley and they can kind of all bring it together, and I think it will work out for everyone.
Yeah, Bayley being in backstage every freaking week. And
Yeah.
it's like, the disrespect. I cannot take it anymore. But the thing happened right after this match that I was like screaming. So we got the host, Trish Stratus.
Yeah.
She was the Money in the Bank host, and she introduced John Cena when he announced retirement, all that. The moment that I was excited about was Trish Stratus had a little interaction with Tiffany Stratton. And Tiffany was like, Trishy time is over and it is Tiffy time. And I'm like,
Sit down, please. Sit down.
and right next to each other, they look like sisters.
Yes, they
yeah,
did.
they do.
They look like sisters. And I'm like, wait a minute. This is the dream match I want.
Oh yeah, that would be a really nice match.
Yeah.
In Toronto. Let's do that in Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a really good match. Like, you can't not pair them together. And Trish has been so good every time she's come back that it was just really smart. Like, you have Trish there, and then people are always going to make the comparisons, like, between, like, these two beautiful blondes. And, like, let's get them interact. That was awesome.
I think that would be a really good program going into SummerSlam or
That
maybe
would be.
even WrestleMania. But can we talk about how Trish looked here?
Trish is always hot. Trish looks more and more beautiful as the years go.
The hair, the bodysuit, the pink body, like she just looked so freaking good.
And she had, like, a little belt, like a Trish belt. It was so cool.
She's the best. You know, I love Trish Stratus, so of
Yes.
course I'm fangirling. But this match, I would literally lose my mind because it's gonna be so good. And like the fact that she's like now back to retirement from that cage match where it's like the best match of her career.
Damn.
You can't retire yet. I'm sorry, you can't
One
retire
more
yet.
match.
One more
Yeah.
match. So I want that.
It's just great that Trish is able to do this, and like we've seen Lita come back too, because I think like so often in wrestling, like for so many years, we've had like the man from one generation against like the next, like Rock, Hogan, like whatever. And it's great that we can do that with like women now. We have like enough like great veteran women that can come back, and like someone like Tiffany to pair with Trish is just so cool.
The other thing I wanted to mention is that this ladder match had a lot of opportunity for interference. But we got none of Damage Control, Shayna, Sonya, Trish, Piper, none. What did you think of that?
I liked it personally. It was nice to just be able to showcase this match and not like have a distraction. It's good to show people that like storylines aside, we can still really wrestle. We can still have a really amazing match. And they really killed it.
Right.
They really did.
I liked it too. I agree that it was good to just have the focus on the match because especially like when it came to Chelsea, I was actually worried that Piper was going to interfere and that would just look bad because the crowd was so behind her, because I did think when Piper was going against Bayley at Clash, like they probably should have made more of a facey turn there because like she was getting cheers and then she had all the stuff with Chelsea. So I'm so glad that in this instance they were like no interference and the Damage Control stuff too.
Yeah, absolutely. The match was like wild enough that we did not need interference from outside. The last thing I wanted to talk about in the Money in the Bank was that before Money in the Bank happened, AJ Lee was trending.
Was it you?
No, I wasn't. It's not me.
Yeah, but that's crazy. When is she coming back?
Literally, when the hell is she coming back?
When are you coming back?
People obviously want AJ Lee back.
Yeah.
And, you know, Drew mentioning AJ and Larry, like, people want her back.
They really do. So you know how big a Punk fan I am. You know, he's my favorite. And I think if she was ever going to come back, it could happen around now. Like, I thought it was interesting, this whole thing with Drew and Punk, and then Drew took the bracelet and he's like talking about Punk's family now. I feel like they wouldn't tease that if there wasn't a chance.
Right.
And
At least an appearance.
yeah, their fans want her so much.
Right.
She was so influential, and so many of the girls in NXT and AEW, they look like AJ Lee. Like, who is more influential to that generation than AJ Lee? And for her to come back and get her moment would be so great.
We don't talk about her enough, like that she's one of the greatest Divas champions of all time. I don't necessarily want her back as like Punk's wife because she's a legend of her own.
Yeah.
But whatever takes her out of her retirement, I'll take
Whatever
it.
we gotta do, he says.
They could do it in a good way, like Beth Phoenix coming back, because she had the Edge connection and it was like, oh, Edge's wife, but like those like that that it was like
Like they were
Beth
ignoring it,
Phoenix.
yeah.
So that was it for Money in the Bank. But Seleziya, I have a lot of questions for you because I'm so excited that you're here. I mean, I remember watching your match with Athena, but like the commentary was so happy to see you because you're the OG ROH.
It was so good to be back, honestly, because it's been so many years. It just like, it felt like everything had finally come full circle and I was finally back home. It felt like I was back home because I spent 2 years on the road, just Ring of Honor every weekend. It was just nice to be back home and nice to be appreciated, you know?
Like 10 year? For like
9 years.
9 years.
9 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was crazy. And to see people that I haven't seen in so long, it was just like, my heart was full, you know? It made me happy.
But you also just told me that you grew up in the Diva era and you're a Diva
did.
stan.
I am. Trish Stratus,
Yeah.
Lita, Victoria. Love you all.
They're
Love
your
you all.
favorites?
Victoria, I stole the Widow's Peak from you. Sorry.
Oh my God.
I can see Victoria, yeah.
Yeah, right? I love her. But like Lita, Victoria, Trish, those were my girls.
No, Widow's Peak is literally one of my favorite
It's
moves of
cool,
all
right?
time.
It's so badass. You're just
should use
lifting
it.
a person and hunking them over your back. Hell yeah.
You should have a match with Victoria.
I would love to have a match with Victoria. Victoria, I challenge you.
Were you a Diva stan growing up too?
Yeah. Well, when I started watching, like the Divas movement hadn't even really like happened. You know, like I started watching in like Sable era, so I wouldn't call that like the Divas.
That was the crazy era.
Yeah, that was the bikini contest.
Oh my
era.
God. That's why my dad's like, you're not doing that, Seleziya. And I was like, no, father.
But my favorite women's wrestler of all time is Nikki Bella. So I just want to put that out
That's
there
awesome.
because I love Nikki Bella so much.
Because this is my first time in Toronto, and like for someone like me and us women's wrestling fans, what are some like companies in Canada to like look into?
Oh, 100%. Smash Wrestling is one of them, based in Toronto. Greektown is amazing. They always got like multiple women's matches on the card. Northern Crown is really nice. What else can I think of?
You're the Smash Women's Champion, right?
I am.
Oh my, how you got like 3 championships going on?
Got a few belts
Oh
around
my
me,
God.
you know, working hard, staying busy, but just, you know, I'm loving what I'm doing and I'm finally like able to not just wrestle, but play with my character and I'm just having so much fun doing it.
And then you're taking a slight hiatus.
Yeah, I'm taking the month. This month off. I hurt my back a little bit, so I'm like, let me just try to figure out what's going on. Rest so that August I come back. I got some crazy stuff happening in August.
What is happening?
So August 3rd, Smash Wrestling. Make sure you go if you're a fan of the Divas era. Make sure you go.
Okay. You know, Ring the Bell fans are like, we are crazy Diva stands.
So we'll see you there then.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we are ready for this match. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining in for our Money in the Bank's very special review episode. Stephanie, where can we all find you?
You can find me on YouTube at Stephanie Chase Wrestling, and if you want to follow me like on X and Instagram, Stephanie M Chase.
And where can we find you, Seleziya?
I'm on Instagram and it's at Seleziya Sparx, and then Twitter is real Seleziya Sparx.
Awesome. Thank you. I'll see you next time. Bye.